Alright, Shalom, we the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom called America, also known as Babylon according to scriptures. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Ha, Rakah,
Rakah,
Quadash,
Quadash,
Ma. Alright, and double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, and salutations to all the occupants around the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with sincerity. Alright.
Alright, so started off with Ezekiel 37.
Verse 1?
Verse 1.
This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord.
Right, this is the prophet Ezekiel speaking about the vision that the Lord gave him about the end time prophecies, man, about us being delivered, about you coming into this truth, man. Alright, the Lord showed that to Ezekiel. It's about the foundation being built all the way up to today, the word going around the four corners of the earth. Alright, go ahead. Did somebody get the word Ezekiel in the lexicon?
Can't pause it.
Continue.
See Ezekiel?
Yeah.
Gone.
You got it?
Gone. Alright, this is Strong's Hebrew. 1 second, select H3170. It says Jazara, whom Yahweh leads back, a priest of the house of Emer.
Yahweh's strength.
You got it? Is it right? Oh, yeah, you got it. Yep, it'll be Yazah-Ko'al. Yazah-Ko'ala. Yakazah-Ko'ala. Wow. Yakazah-Ko'al. That would be what?
Yahweh strengthened.
It says Yahweh strengthens. Alright, so that's what Ezekiel means. Alright. So now let's finish that. And he was and just because we were going into it early with the date, he was teaching from around 620 to about what, 580? 568? Yeah, BC. So he was basically there to prophesy the downfall of Jerusalem. You know? Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
And set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones.
Right. So today that valley will represent what? The whole world. But ultimately that valley is America. You know, the valley of dry bones. And the bones represent the house of Israel. We're gonna read that later on in the scripture. Somebody will skip down to that. We can go straight to it. The bones are the whole house of Israel. It should be later on the verse, but can you get Psalms 23, bro?
Right now?
I got it. The whole house of Israel. Go ahead with this one.
This is Ezekiel 37 and 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Right, we're gonna bring it out again later, but just to get to the point. The bones that it's talking about, the word bones, go back to the word dealing with your body. Alright, a body, he saw a body of people. And we're the body of Yahweh Shai. He's the head. Alright, so he saw a body of people. Just like you see a body of water. He saw a body of people, and he said, yo, they were sitting in the valley on the surface of the valley, meaning at a low condition. Alright? And in this low condition, they were dead. And he was saying, can these people live? Can these bodies live? And the Lord said, yeah, I'm going to give them sinews. I'm going to show them who they are, their culture, give them the laws. But anything, if you do what they call a toy soldier, if you create a soldier, you created it, you gave it a character, given it sinews, right, covering, but then you have to put it into action. You got to put the battery in its pack and make it go like the Energizer Bunny. And that's what wisdom does. Wisdom gives you what? Instruction. All right? So you can be a soldier, but you just don't have instruction. Just like a lot of people out there, they don't have the breath in them. They call reprobate silver. They call themselves Israelites. What's up, brother? But they don't know that the Most High's name is Yahweh and His Son named Yahushua. They call him Yod, Wah, they call him Yahweh. They call him all these different names. Or they have their image, like we was showing earlier. Everything we talking about, I'm gonna show it. Like this right here, this is fake silver. That's like a lot of you people out there. You reprobate silver. It look real, you know. It look like an Israelite, but you're not a real Israelite. The word Israel goes back to what? Yasha Allah, being the son of Yahweh. You don't have that breath, the spirit of His Son in you. All right, and that's what's gonna make you live the tree of life, wisdom. Go ahead, brother.
This is Psalms chapter 23. I'm gonna start at verse 1.
Yep.
It says, the Lord Yahweh is my shepherd; I shall not want. He make me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still water. He restored my soul. He lead me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake.
Right, the Lord is our shepherd. As long as He is your shepherd, you make Yahushua your shepherd, you shall not want for anything. You're not going to be what? A sluggard. It says a sluggard wants for everything. You see that? In the end, you're going to want for everything. Either you cold or hot. If you're in this world, you're going to be condemned as well. You're going to want for everything. But if you drink from this water, then you won't thirst no more. If you eat from this food, you'll be what? Filled. If you desire righteousness, you're going to get that. You're going to be filled. All right? So if Yahushua is your shepherd, He's a perfect shepherd. He knows how to feed us, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 40, verse 26. Riches and strength lift up the heart, but the fear of the Lord is above them both. There is no want in the fear of the Lord, and it needeth not to seek help.
There you go. There's no want in the fear of the Lord. So once you fear the Lord, that's enough right there. You know, because fear is going to make you do what you're supposed to do, compare with a person. You're going to do what they say, man. All right? So there's no want in the fear of the Lord. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 4. Back in Psalms chapter 23, verse 4.
Right.
It says,
Hey, try not to lean, because it's going to make you kind of too relaxed. No, you're good.
It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear no evil, for thou art...
Right. So what's the valley of death today? The valley of sin. That's what the word death means. Sin, basically, in a sense. The valley of the shadow of death. So this is the shadow of Babylon, which is America, man. All right, that's that valley, that low place. Go ahead, brother. That's that weight that's pulling everything down.
It says, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Right. Thou art with us. How is He with us? Through the Spirit. His rod and His staff, meaning His word, all right, which the staff is held by what? A shepherd. You know, and the rod represents what? Strength, protection. So that's what comforts us. What? The word. He said, comfort each other with these words. Somebody get that? All right, anybody get it?
This is Thessalonians. This is Thessalonians chapter. Like it, the wind.
How you cool, man?
First Thessalonians.
The word of the day is patience. That's the day. That's the word of the day. Patience. We all patient.
This is First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 18. It says, therefore, comfort one another with these words.
Right. So we comfort each other with these words, man. The words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. All right, that's the comfort. All right, so that's how we're comforted. Go ahead, keep going out with that Psalm 23.
All right. Back in Psalms chapter 23,
right.
I'm at verse 5. It says, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointed my head with oil.
Right. No, okay. So the table is what? This is where we eat. Scriptures say wisdom has prepared her fatlings, or prepared her table. And set up the ox, you know, the lamb, everything's prepared. So we eating the table of this food is prepared, man. That's why he said the kingdom is already prepared. In the presence of our enemies, man. Right?
It says, thou preparest a table before me. Back in verse 5. In the presence of my enemies, thou anointed my head with oil, and my cup runneth over.
Right, so He anointed our head with oil, and that's that breath. See, you got to be anointed with the oil. And that oil is the breath, man. It's the wisdom. All right, and your cup should run over. All right, where was that? Ezekiel 37?
Verse 2.
So that's the valley, and also the bones. We read the bones too. There's the house of Israel within that valley, that low condition. Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel 37 and verse 2.
Yep.
And caused me to pass by them round about.
Valley.
And behold, there were very many in the open valley.
Right, it's very many, meaning you're going to have alphabet camps. What do you say? The seed of Israel should be many, but few shall be saved?
You got this. I know what you're talking about. Second Ezra?
Yeah, that's Second Ezra.
The Second Ezra, chapter 8. Start from the top.
Yep.
The Second Ezra, chapter 8, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, Keep going. This is on Second Ezra, chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world...
So he made this world for many. All right? So there's a lot of people here. They say there's almost, 8 billion people on the earth? So there's many people. You got a lot of Israelites at the sand of the sea. But go ahead, brother.
It says, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
That's right, man. But the world to come for few. Why? Romans 11 and 7, Babakusha.
I got it.
Yep, yeah. No, one second.
Got it?
Romans 11 and 7. All right, even though there's many people, and only few going to be saved. So Ezekiel saw a vision of many Israelites, many people, but only few going to be saved. All right? And when the angels do the reaping, that's in Matthew, the reapers. Yeah. You know what it said? All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. It says, what then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
Right, man. And the rest were blinded, man. That's just it. Because those, out of all those people, only what? 1/3 in the 144,000 are going to get that breath in these times. All right, 2/3 are going to what? Perish. They're still going to remain in the congregation of the dead. They're still going to be those dead bodies. All right. What's my name? No, we can get it later.
Okay. You said the reapers?
Yeah, when we say divine shepherd, shepherd gonna show up.
That's 25.
Yeah.
Get it?
Whoever get it first.
This is Matthew's chapter.
Right. And the sower and the tares and the wheat. No. Go ahead, bring it out.
This is Matthew chapter 25. I'm going to start at verse 31. It says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Verse 32, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them from one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goat. All right, and that one, the Son of Man, who the world ignorant called Jesus Christ, all right, which is his real name in the Paleo Hebrew, is Yahweh Shai. All right, he's coming back with the holy angels to basically gather his elect, and the ones that's not of his elect. All right, because 2/3 of our people, they're going to be destroyed. All right, these heathens, Esau, and his kingdom is going to be destroyed. So the Lord is coming to divide, all right? Because he said, think not that I come to send peace on earth. So when the Lord coming to bring a division, man, the ones that's going to trust upon him and ones that's not.
That's right, man. That's right. In this field, the field is the world. All right, go ahead, brother. You can bring the line in. This right here, I promise, is going to make you lazy.
All right, this is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 45. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man seeking goodly pearls.
Right.
Who, when he had found one pearl of great price, he went and sold all that he had and brought it.
Right.
Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net
Disappointing.
that was cast into the sea
Yep, the sea of people. Go ahead.
And gathered of every kind.
Right, what's the sea? The body of water. So gathered of every kind, right? Kind of people. Go ahead. Meaning we scattered around the four corners of the earth, mixed in with the other nations. Go ahead.
All right, at verse 48. Which, when it was full, they drew to shores, and sat down, and gathered the good into vessels,
Yep.
but cast the bad away.
See that? So that's what's going to happen. That's going to be the dividing. When the Lord shows up, that body is still going to be there. All those Israelites, all those people, good and bad, upon the earth, the angels, the Lord going to send the angels to do the reaping, to separate the sheep from the goat. All right, that's why he said what? He saw a body of people, but only a few of them got the breath. Go ahead. That was it.
40, what do you want me to get to? It's on 49.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, one more.
All right. This is verse 49 of St. Matthew chapter 13. So shall it be at the end of the world. The angels shall come forth and sever the wicked from among the just.
Boom. And how is he going to do that? By the Spirit. The Lord is already doing that, creating that sift. Oh, Amos 9:8. You're right. You're right. Yep, Amos 9:8.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Right, that's the valley. So the Lord going to destroy that whole low condition upon the earth, right? Destroy death and hell, which is sin, and also the embodiment of sin, which is Esau, and 2/3 of our people, and these heathens. Go ahead.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord, Yahweh.
Right, but he is going to destroy part of the house of Jacob, which is going to be what? 2/3. They're not going to get this truth. Yeah, the water. Go ahead, brother.
It says, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel.
So the Lord commanded the angels, and they already started sifting the house of Israel. See, by giving some the wisdom, and the other ones he blinded. He said, what do you say, if I give you the truth, I should heal you? I should heal them?
They hear the truth, I should hear them.
Yeah.
On 2nd Chronicles.
No, go ahead.
All right, it says, among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve.
Right, so that's why he said, from out of every nation, you know, gathered every kind. We're gonna look like these. We're gonna be looking like these other nations. But he said the corn is sifted in the sieve, man. All right, go ahead.
All right, and shall not the least grain fall upon the earth? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
Right, the least grain is not gonna fall in that valley. All right, go ahead.
Which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will rise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right, man, so he gonna what? Rise them up from what? Being dead. Rise them up from the sleep. Rise those bodies up, and give them sinews, and put the spirit in them. Raising up the tabernacle of King David, the Lord's order, upon this earth again. All right, and that's only given to a few. And he's going to close up the breaches, meaning make it no way to get in. Only certain people going to be able to get past that. Go ahead, brother.
It's Isaiah 65:8.
Right, only the elect are going to be able to get past that breach. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servants' sake, that I may not destroy them all.
Right. Go ahead, you speak on it.
So basically, that new wine is like is the description, man, because he said he can't put new wine in the old bottles. So when we become the new creatures, all right, that starts the beginning part of the salvation of being saved. All right, because 2/3 of our people are not going to get it, but it's going to be 1/3 that's going to be brought through the fire of adversity, so they can skip the fire of destruction.
Go ahead, brother. Bring this out real quick. All right.
This is 2nd Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive them their sin and will heal their land. Come on, man. So basically, man, if our people, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, and confusing the faces, speck of bird, mingling in with these other nations, man, if they turn back and repent, to the Father, which is his true name is Yahweh, and the Son, true name, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, would heal them. Man. He would heal them and heal them. All right, heal them with these words. Why? Because it's the true medicine that we need in this captivity. All right, that we're in now. All right, so with that being said, that's why in Isaiah 55 and 6. All right, that's why you got to seek the Lord while he may be found, man. Because he's not going to have his men out here this whole time. All right, why? Because you have these prophecies coming to pass. All right, when you have martial law breaking out, those prophecies are not going to be out here.
Matthew 13:15. This is the one I wanted right here. Matthew 13:15. You got it, brother? Go ahead, brother.
It's Matthew chapter 13, verse 15.
Yes,
For this people's heart is waxed gross.
Right, so 2/3 of our people, 2/3 of that body of people, the army of Israelites, even Jake that's in the world, their heart has waxed gross. Go ahead.
And their ears are dull of hearing.
Right, their ears are dull of hearing what? The word, the breath. Go ahead.
And their eyes they have closed.
Right, they don't want to see the prophecies. They don't want to see the Lord showing up. Go ahead, brother.
Lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears. They should understand with their heart and should be converted. And I should heal them.
Right, like the brother said, they will. The Lord will turn it. If our people will turn and repent, the Lord will heal our land, meaning heal the Israelites. But the Lord don't want to heal them. He's setting it up. Yeah, he's setting it up to where some going to remain in the congregation of the dead, and some are going to have the breath. That's just it. The balance. That's what we're showing you right now. All right, but it's already starting now, all the way up to salvation. Go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 6 and 10. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their hearts, and convert and be healed.
Yeah, that's a curse on them. And even King David put that same curse on them in Romans 11. You know, so even to today, there's a division. There was a division set up in Ezekiel 37, and there's a division now. All right, the Lord's setting up order within Israel. The ones that make it into the kingdom, they're going to be the top-ranking individuals, and the ones that come in after, that's the following order. All right, go ahead back to Ezekiel 37.
This is Ezekiel 37, verse 3.
Where was that? Where was that? Right? Go to 2.
Okay. And he calls, Ezekiel 37, verse 2, and he caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley.
Right.
And
there were open valley means the floor of the valley. All right? Just meaning in a low condition, at its lowest point. If you go into a valley and you get to the lowest point, you're going to hit the base of it. And that's where we've been put at the bottom of the barrel. Go ahead.
And lo, they were very dry.
See, but lo, they were very dry. All right? They were very dry, meaning what? They didn't have the water. They weren't baptized. They didn't have the truth. All right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man.
Yeah, somebody got, what was good? You got precept?
Concordance for the word valley.
Go ahead, brother.
It says gorge. It says a gorge, valley, a steep valley, narrow gorge. And this is also from H1516. And then when you go down to the notes, it says a gorge from its lofty sides, hence narrow, but not a gully or winter torrent. That's just a note.
Right, he said the narrow, right?
Con.
Yeah, he said, what? That's what we're sitting here to do, is to be put through the straits and go through the narrow. Right? We're going through the straits. And nobody can get to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua unless they go through that.